Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Recon, 132, Fox 2.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check, crunch, crunch, crunch.
'58's the mic, 58's the mic.
Ready?
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed.
It's caught at the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check, 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 check.
A run there on 1st down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 2nd year in Oakland for Waller after being signed off the Ravens practice squad, but only 6 catches, 75 yards a season ago. Then he got a lot of hype in the offseason following OTAs. Their offensive coordinator saying, you know, Darren, you have that position. Coach Gruden went as far as to say, Darren, you have the chance of a lifetime here. Well, now it's time for Darren Waller to go out there and prove it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Check, two. Wide, get wide. Bang, 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 bang. Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Go, go.
Throwing his car on third down. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Bradley Chubb in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We do know that they are postseason bound, but they're leaking a little oil, so to speak, as they kind of limp into January.
Yeah, and that oil can set fire to their season, can't it?
Look at that.
See what I did there? But here's the thing that we've both seen in the NFL. Teams down the stretch playing really well. Sometimes it doesn't carry over into the playoffs. Sometimes teams that aren't playing well now, if they have good leadership at the head coaching spot and the coaching staff and within the locker room, they can find a way to turn it around. But no one wants to be on the losing.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Carr. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world. Check, 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 check. 36, 36. Check 3.
Now a play fake. Carr. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Here's Locke back near his goal line. Wide open receiver complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
We got this. Down.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Safe. 80 weapon. Switch. Get it.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Check. Pilot, 64, weak.
Here's the backup now, the former Badger, Melvin Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
It's going to be a long day. Joker.
2nd and 5 now. Locke sets up the screen to Gordon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Here's Locke to throw. Gets it to Gordon. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch them close to the spot.
Ready?
Lock now on 1st down. He'll find Lindsey here. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Matchbox lights.
They'll run here with Lindsey. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
That one into the hands of Hamilton. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Well, the Broncos had 15 4th down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here.
Recon, 132 fighter.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit in the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ready. 8-3.
Let's go.
Go. Bravo.
Hey, let's get there. Mike 56. Mike 56.
I'm here all day.
Mike 56.
Hey, exit.
Check. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Get it.
On first down, Locke. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Topper.
Rush in.
Five.
Throwing on first down is Locke. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
Hey, Delta. Yes.
Here we go. Mike, check 33. Danny. Hey, check Mike 33.
Hey, zoom.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB.
Zoom.
From the gun on third down, Locke. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 4. seconds to go in the first half. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So the face mask gets him a free 15 to start the drive.
I got you, boy. Check. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Fighting him off. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
OP. Check 52. Check 9. Watch twist.
Shotgun now for Carr. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Block now to throw. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
I'm going to come back to you.
Block now on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Go. Hey, check. Go.
Block again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
80 weapons. Six guys. Hey, Charlie, look at me. Zipper. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
On 2nd and 7. Lock. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lindsey. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Ready? 18. Gator.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Hey, Echo. Check my 30. Get it.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. This is the tight end Fant. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey, and he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Check my 33. Check my 33.
They'll run with Lindsey. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
General West.
58's Mike.
Here we go.
58, boys. 58's Mike.
There goes.
2nd down and goal. Lock. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Noah Fant His third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Let's go. It's our time. 53 is the mic. 53. Check 53.
They'll try and run for it. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3.
Check safety. Check safety. Check right now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2.
Hey, we're good. 180. Man up, D. Man up, D.
Hey, watch edge. Watch edge.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Hey! Ready?
Another run by Lindsey. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it.
Play action. Now it's Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. Not a whole lot. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. He will push his way down to about the 14. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A give, running right, Lindsey. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
Mike, check 33.
Hey, high 7.
Twist. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Get that quarterback.
Big grip.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. His throw incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Flushed out right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
The Raiders on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Carr completes it to Aguilar. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Heavy. Switch it. Express.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Give me some. Here we go. Shoot. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
61. Matchbox lights.
Mike, 53. Mike. I got you, son.
Easy. Kill.
53. 49. Check
49.
The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Now, Carr again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it's going to be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They look to throw. It's locked. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. From the gun now on 3rd down. Carr got a man. It's complete. Williams. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Carr now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off here, the 32. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll go again with Lindsey. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Broncos, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Oakland, this loss will mean they finish the season right at 500 at 8-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.